Hey guys! So now that you had a chance to look at Georgia O'Keeffe, it kind of only seems right that we do a flower project. And especially just because it's the perfect time of the year for a flower project with everything starting to slowly bloom here and thaw out. So I'm going to show you today how to draw this flower, and then next cycle we will talk about painting. To draw, I'm going to be using a white piece of paper and a black oil pastel. You guys can use, remember, like a black Sharpie marker or even a black crayon would work. I would not use a regular marker or colored pencil if you plan to paint it. So if for the color you're going to use paint, we want you to use an oil pastel or a Sharpie, something permanent that's not going to mess up when it gets wet, or a black, like I said, a black crayon. So in the center of your paper, you're going to make a circle. And remember, you can pause the video whenever you need to. And then I'm going to make 6 petals. And I want them to be small because I'm going to add a lot more. Now, after I get that first row of petals, I'm going to start to expand the flower by placing more petals in between these petals. So right in between 2 petals, I'm going to start on one petal and make a little rainbow shape over to the next. And I'm going to keep doing this all the way around. Now, if you are using oil pastel, careful not to put your hand down on it because you don't want to smudge it. And then I'm going to make a petal in between these. So your petal starts on one petal and goes over to the next petal. And then in between here. And you'll see that this will just start to make your flowers, get larger because you're adding more petals, so it's growing in size. And then once it takes up most of the space on your paper, you could stop because we want to leave room where we can add some leaves in. Okay, so once you've got your flower made, I'm going to add 2 leaves, and I'm just making curved lines that curve toward one another. And it's okay if your leaf goes off, if your leaf goes off of the paper, that's totally fine. Like, our brain continues it, so we know that, well, that tip is over here. We don't actually have to see it. I'm going to make another one here. Let's make one down here. And you could put as many or as little leaves as you want. There's no right or wrong. And then what I'm going to do over here in the middle is I'm going to put little dots. And then I'm just going to put some lines on some of the petals. And you don't have to do this to all of them, but just so it's not blank. And I'm just going to pick and choose which ones I want to do it to. Now, if you want to do it to all of them, you could. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't have to. Okay, and then next cycle we'll talk about painting it in. Have fun.